So me and two other dudes just did boss rush. I was a drifter, you know, the class that most people think kind of fell off. And then we had a brawler, and we had the brawler was a beast, and then we had a zealot, another class. Zealot's another class that people kind of be sleeping on. But yeah, this was my boons. I just went with dwarf because they're like none of the races really like impact drifter gameplay too much, I would say. These are my boons just because, like, over time, just because bosses usually take a couple more turns. Enemies are fine, really, because we got Zealot on the team. Zealot's, like, one of the better AoE classes. The Zealot was an elf with critical healing boon. Let me show you critical healing. I wouldn't say this boon really did that much, but it's not bad. It's not a bad boon anymore. They buffed it recently, so it's not that bad. He's using that and energy conserver, because energy conserver gives energy chance, and being an elf, that translates into crit chance as well. And then the brawler was a beast. I don't really know what boons he had. The dude's like new to the game. Prestige like 7 maybe, and the priest was prestige 12, so you could really do this no matter like what level you are. And yeah, let me show you what that looked like. I won't try to like, I don't want to make it take too long. Nobody wants to sit here and watch that full 90-minute run, but me, a rogue, I mostly just upgrade decks the entire time. I assume the Zealot just upgrades faith the whole time. Not assume, I'm like 99% sure. And then brawler just goes for strength, I guess, or dex. The first stop in the forest, we don't go with a druid, fighting a druid or a monk, because we feel like we're too weak. It's only forest 1 out of 8. We got no abilities. But like, the forest is the forest, not that important. The forest stuff is kind of irrelevant, I would say. So I'm just gonna like skip most of it for the most part, but I know we killed the druid and the monk and Granny because why not? We had no other options really. We also fought the goblin chief. Gave the brawler a nice early boost to strength. And still not that important, but it helps in the first few ways of the dungeon. And I guess it's still good to like get these decent force gears in case you encounter a boss very early on in the dungeon. But we didn't. But you know, it's still good to have. And then you could probably guess, yeah, we fought the giant. It was very easy. This boss, like, I feel like he needs a buff or something, and maybe like a new gimmick. He's really bad. He's like the easiest boss in the game, I'm not gonna lie. But like, yeah, we killed him. We didn't really make anything with his Dominating Soul. The brawler made his finger necklace, and that's about it. We kept the other 2 souls so we could sell them in a shop. And we actually find a shop on the first wave of the dungeon. It was the butcher shop, you know, the only shop that could be useful in terms of like getting some gear. And so yeah, it was a decent shop too. We got red scales and vampire blood and bone fragments. So we sell the dominating souls here, get some of those items, and then we move on. At our next stop, we find another shop and a lone drifter and a carnival. We decided to go for the drifter because he gives a high dex helmet, probably the best dex helmet you can get, which is great for me, the drifter, obviously. And he also gives a decent faith charm that the zealot could use at least until he finds better stuff. And we kill him very easily before he even gets to use his lay them low attack, where he shoots 3 bullets at all party members, thanks to a smite and a little bit of extra damage from the other 2 party members. Our next relevant stop is a single zealot, where we decide to kill him because he has a good book as well as a decent charm for our Zealot. So yeah, we decided to kill him. And of course it was another easy fight. I don't think anyone should really ever struggle against the Zealot unless you're all playing Withered and he hits you with a Holy Flame and you all die. But yeah, he's just really easy and he gives good faith stuff. Except the Finger Seal, I think that one sucks in particular. And then we find the Knight's Caravan and we take it because we know we probably won't find it again, at least not anytime soon, because we don't have a knight in our team, so that means we're less likely to see this event. And we also know that they carry probably the best strength chest piece in the game for our brawler, as well as the best faith boots for our Zealot. So yeah, we decided to fight them without a second thought. These guys are tough. I think they're definitely worth more than 2-star difficulty like their event card says. But you know, no problem as long as you kill them one by one and have good enough healing on your team. And we decide to remove the sewer as soon as we see it, so we stop seeing it, because you need to clear as many events as you can so you can have more chance of seeing boss events. And the sewer is one that like shows up time and time again. So yeah, we decided to remove it as soon as we see it. And then we kind of get like an empty card selection here. We just pick a Strange Ghost and we decide to kill it because it's a free chance to get extra ectoplasm for our Zealot's equipment, because priest gear, the ethereal gears, they need ectoplasm, a lot of it. So yeah, we just decided to try and get free ectoplasm from this fight, which we do. And then we're met with a Dark Mirror. Now, this fight counts as one of the major fights towards the boss rush challenge. So of course we're gonna take it. He also drops like incredible stuff for strength builds, particularly brawlers. This guy's gloves are so unbelievably good. Like, he probably gives the best move in the game, the Tombstone move. I forget its exact name. I don't know if it's just called Tombstone. And he also gives you like an insane amount of strength and health just for using his gloves. Like, you got the Beast gloves, right? The Beast Trainer. His gloves give you like 16 strength and con or something, and these guys are even better. And he gives you 2 abilities. So like, yeah, this stuff is really insane. And we're thinking at first he might not be too easy because we don't have a druid on our team. You know, druid's broken. They can cure statuses with restore life. They can give regen. Regen is just so good. And it was pretty tough. You know, our Zealot did end up dying towards the end. It was a little bit of bad RNG, but what can you do? So yeah, the Zealot did end up dying, but 2 souls from this guy was enough, and we kill him, and yeah, we move on. And by this point, our Zealot is still exhausted, but we get like an empty like a whiff here. We don't have really good events here, so we just go to the den and we pay them 100 gold to get in. We grab a bite to eat so we can full heal everybody, and that'll remove the Zealot's exhaustion. So we're ready for the next boss fight. Then for our next event, we don't get a boss sadly, but we do get a Beast. Beast isn't the worst thing because he gives a very good, probably the best strength charm in the game. He gives a whole lot of strength and con, and he gives an okay dex charm, I guess. I think I did end up using it. So yeah, we kill him very easily. Dungeon 8 out of 12 by this point. Most combats should be easy. By this point it's getting a little scary. We only killed one of the bosses. It's the easiest boss to find. So yeah, we're worried, but then we find a challenger in the dark. We take it instantly. You know, he also gives great gear for the drifter. And so yeah, we take him and we fight him. And we're thinking he might be a little hard, you know. I know they recently buffed him, gave him a new passive, and lowered the energy cost of his ultimate ability. And I don't know, it was more like a rework than a buff, but I think he was buffed overall. But We kind of did just beat him really easily. He didn't give us too much trouble. I really thought he would, since we didn't have a warrior. Warrior is really good against this boss. I don't know why, it just taunts him and the whole fight feels kind of easy after that. But yeah, we kind of did him super easily, I would say. Wasn't that big of a deal. And yeah, for this fight, I started it off with Pakistan. I know I'm kind of late, but I was just like rambling earlier. But I started it off with Pakistan because he has a lot of multi-hits. So I figured if I use Pakistan, a lot of them would miss. We do kind of just spend some time guarding to save up energy. I'm gonna just let the battle play out for a bit, so you guys can see how it went out. You know, how it went down. I don't want to skip too much in case people want to like really see what happened in the battles. He hits me for a bit of damage, but it's not that bad. We all have so much health. The Zealot crits his smite. By this point, he's already almost dead. I decide not to use High Noon. I just use my strong attack, and then the Brawler uses a strong attack, and it's an easy fight. And then for our next stop, it's a whiff, sadly. We just take Carnival because, I don't know, we're bored. Maybe they'll give the striped pants or something. I already have the devil jacket, so getting their chest piece is meaningless. The pants might be better than the pants I have. I have the red scale pants right now, but I ended up just sticking with the red scale pants. And yeah, so that was just a waste of a stop. But then on the final event, we find the prisoner. I was a little sad we didn't find the baby, because I could have recorded that and put a video on the baby fight. But yeah, I was a little sad because I thought we could have beat it for sure with this party. We all have like a lot of health and we're just like dealing a lot of damage. And the baby got updated recently, so I just would like to make a video on it. But we find Mr. Bones, we take him, we destroy him. He's not hard at all by this point in the game. And that's it. We did all 3 bosses, and now we're straight into the Bone Drake after this. But yeah, I'll just let the entire battle play out so you guys can see how it looks. So yeah, we all guarded turn 1, just because, not really because we're scared of a certain move, but more so just because we all need to save energy so we can use our moves. I click load up because it's a good button to click, very strong button. The Brawler strikes there for some reason. Zealot hits his smite, of course. Smite, I should have mentioned this sooner, but smite also applies like 4 blindness, so you do have a chance to just get away with dodging attacks for no reason. I use High Noon to boost my own crit chance, and then I just use Lay Them Low, because I have all of my buffs active. We don't really have any debuffs like Vulnerable or something like that. Not really a party for that kind of stuff, but we really don't need it. We use Holy Imbue because the battle's as good as over by this point, so we just heal before we go into the Bone Drake. I use my strong move. You know, I will click this because it is strong. And then he's as good as dead, and the Brawler finishes him. Should also mention that we decided to use Brawler and Rogue in this challenge because Rogue can unlock that fight without needing the key for it, and Brawler is just really strong because you will almost always fight the Master, and like I said earlier in the video, the Master gives insane equipment for Brawler. So yeah, that's why we chose these classes, and Zealot just for added damage plus AoE plus healing. And then of course, yeah, we're at the Bone Drake. I'll just let this play out. And by this point, it's completed. As you can see, I didn't get the achievement because I already have the achievement, but I asked the other two and they said they did get it. So yeah, you only need 3 of the 4 bosses. You know, you can switch one out easily. The master's like an easy one to find, so that's a really good thing. And yeah, the Zealot did more damage, healed more than everyone, of course, so Zealot might be some type of secret meta. I know that damage comes from like AoE spamming the enemies, but hey, it's a class that's definitely been slept on for the most part. Definitely check out Zealot when you can. I know Druid is like so good, you know. You get to cure statuses and give teammates a regen and all, but like, try something new. Every class in this game has something to work with. It's a really well balanced game. And yeah, that'll do it for now. Take care now.